Every morning at exactly 6:12 a.m., the old wooden bench at Maple Park had a visitor. Not the joggers, not the dog walkers, just her. An elderly woman in a pale blue coat, her silver hair in a loose bun. She'd always sit on the left side of the bench, never the middle, never the right, and she would wait. Ethan first noticed her on a morning he wished he was still asleep. His head was heavy with unpaid bills and a life that felt completely stuck. His morning walks were his only escape. As he passed the bench, he saw her staring down the path. Her eyes filled with a kind of hope. He almost kept walking, but something about her quiet waiting made him stop. "Good morning," he said. Her face lit up like a sunrise. "Good morning. You're early today." He smiled. "I'm always early." "Yes," she said softly, "but some people aren't." The next day it was pouring rain. Ethan nearly skipped his walk, but routine pulled him out the door. When he reached the park, he couldn't believe it. She was there. Her coat was damp, an umbrella tucked under her arm, still sitting on the left side of that bench. "Ma'am," he said gently, "you'll get sick out here." She just smiled. "I've already lived long enough to risk a little rain." He sat down next to her, on the right side. "Who are you waiting for?" he finally asked. She looked at the empty space between them. "My husband," she said. "Thomas." Ethan felt a knot in his stomach. "Oh, I'm sorry. Is he running late?" She let out a soft chuckle, but her eyes were shimmering. "He's been late for 7 years." Every morning after that, she told Ethan a little more about Thomas. How he whistled badly but with so much confidence. How they used to sit on this exact bench, sharing coffee and planning a life that came true in its own messy, beautiful way. She poured coffee from her thermos into its empty lid and placed it in the middle of the bench. "He promised," she said, "that if one of us had to go first, the other would still come here. So we wouldn't miss each other." Ethan swallowed hard. "You really believe he knows?" She smiled at the sunrise. "No, I just know *I** know. And love should be shown, even if no one's there to see it." Days turned into weeks. Ethan's walks weren't escapes anymore. They were visits. He started bringing 2 muffins, one for her, and one for the middle spot, for Thomas. She would laugh every time. Then one morning she wasn't there. 6:12 came and went. The bench felt impossibly large and empty. The next day, he brought flowers and left them on the left side of the bench. And for the first time in years, Ethan called his mother, then his sister, then an old friend he hadn't spoken to in forever, because he suddenly understood what the old woman had known all along. Love isn't about who's still here. It's about showing up anyway. A few weeks later, a small metal plaque appeared on the bench. It read, "For Margaret and Thomas, who kept their promise." Ethan still sits there some mornings now, on the right side, with a coffee in the middle, just in case someone, somewhere, is still keeping a promise too. Thanks for watching.